What's up, brothers and sisters? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Guys, got a lot to uncover today. Man, first of all, happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the troops and their sacrifices for making this the greatest country in the history of the earth. We got a lot of things to be thankful of, including this epic stock market. So let's get to work. Hey, we had a 1% down day in the markets on Friday after the Trumpster came in hot, said, hey, Europe, go fuck yourselves. And then looks like he's backtracking it already. The dip got bought right away because nobody believes him anymore. So, the market gapped down. And look, the tick one, basically, we're just up and at it. And we had a trend day till the end, right? And so what's happening, and now we're probably going to get a gap up because, he's doing this. And I think, they kind of just, people are just they're in the buy the dip mode for now, right? And these things don't last forever, but we're in buy the dip mode now. What can you do? It's just the way things go, right? So we're right into the area that we've been kind of looking at for a few days anyways. I was hoping for a little bit more weakness, man. If we got down to 500, I thought that would have been a nice, good spot. But the market looks like it's going to be in a good place. We're going to probably gap up a small bit. And the other thing to be mindful of, too, is, the market did test down right into the 200-day moving average, too. And so, that's going to, support tends to be support in bullish markets. Now, in bearish markets, support is just areas that get shorted, right? But right now, support actually supports. The IWM is in no man's land, but I would say the SPY, right? The Qs, they look good so far. And, yes, we are a little bit tired, but man, we've got all sorts of nice setups. And I think that's the main thing. One of the things that I was thinking about on Friday when the market gapped down, everybody's like, fuck, is this going to be some 3% down day or something like that? I was sitting there and we were talking to my group and I was like, you know what? I maybe probably not, because look at still all the speculative action that was going on here, right? You had still stocks that were really pushing, right? And when you have companies that don't make any money and they're still just ripping fucking tits, then that's a good healthy environment, right? So we had a lot of this stuff. Now, granted, Trump, there was some nuclear news with an executive order, and so these nukes were going, but still in a non-hot market, the gap gets sold off really quick. So just kind of be mindful of that. Let's take a look at the watch list. There's some good stuff over here. Man, why is this thing not flowing properly? Hold on here. Oh, Loom. The Loomzilla. Hold on here. Whoop. Let me go to my flagged list. Look, I think we want to put some of these bad boys. Look at this beauty. 20 million shares in volume. It's a little bit of a lower flow coming, but I think this thing has a chance tomorrow. You've got a nice, beautiful breakout here. It's actually just clearing out really quite a few levels. Let's just pretend this thing here doesn't exist. I think you can get to 17 and then we make some decisions, right? But beautiful look on this thing. I want to put all these nukes on the watch list. You got NNE. You got Liu here. This one trades a little bit thin, so just got to be mindful. It did 4 million shares, but it's got a little bit of a spread on it, so you can't really size up the way you want to, but I think it does have a good, good solid look to it. And then Oklo is also another one. Oklo's been just probably one of my top 5 money makers of the last 12 months on the day trading side of things. It's just got always good liquidity and good range. It's a turd, so it's when it goes, it goes. And then when it doesn't, it doesn't. That's all you want. This is a uranium company. Breaking that 200-day moving average. Big volume on this one. I think this one's got a chance if you like something a little bit cheaper. Some of these battery companies like F-Cell are going too. This company's also a big gelatinous, piece of excrement. But beautiful look here, right? This thing was, quite a few bucks back in the COVID days. Coming out, you had a little volume pop on this thing. Nice, easy trender. If you like a little cheaper name. I don't like these low flow pump and dumps, but I'm okay trading a cheaper name that just moves a little bit more linear. I think that's the smart way to go about these things. If you don't have the reflexes to trade those low flow pump and dumps. SMAR's got multiple levels here that I think you could do tomorrow. This thing could bust loose. Ideally, if you're a swing trader, you want this thing to kind of back and fill here. But if you're a day trader, you're at the spot, right? So we're there. It's froggy. Let's get juicy. MVST, this is a battery company too. Hey, the Q stocks were still going. I'm waiting, we're trading this to the long side, and hopefully we get a blowout. I don't know if we ever get back to 30, but man, if we got back into this zone, I think it'd be time to just rip the shorts on them. If the structure of the market changes a little, like you need that kind of risk-off environment. Crowd's got an awesome look to it. You still got about, 5-6 days till the earnings. Flat top breakout, really good intraday range. Like, this is a good setup to like day trade. I probably wouldn't swing trade this myself because the earnings are just around the corner. So, holding overnight gets a little bit tricky. I think Spotify's another one. Like, it's been marinating. One of these days is probably just going to get... What happens now days is, like, a lot of times they just gap right out of the range, right? So, like, as it's, like, kind of marinating and you're on support, you almost want to be a little bit early than a little bit late, especially if the market conditions are giving you the signal. So, like, there's 4 market cycles, right? And so you have, run up, run down, right, accumulation, and then, right, distribution. So, in a run-up phase or even accumulation phase, you can anticipate trades a little bit in those 2 market cycles compared to the other 2. So, somewhere around here, like, I think we're going to get a spot to get into this and get a little jiggy. Hey, HIMS, nasty little pullback for a couple days, which is to be expected because it was so extended. It's right back down into the bone zone. I'm interested in this tomorrow, especially if it remounts to 90 EMA here. I think we got a chance. Palantir's got just a little bit of a flag here. We've been testing this trend line here just nonstop. The dips have been getting bought, and it's just held up pretty well. I think as long as it holds 120, I'm a buyer of this bad boy if it breaks out. And, Reignites another one of these. It's a big turd, but look, if it clears out this, like, kind of 15, you're probably getting this thing back up into this 20, right? Or getting close. Like, the market's getting froggy, and, there's news flow in some of these names now. So they're going to get picked up at some point. Lyft, I've been watching this one for a swing. I'd probably do this 17 calls, go maybe like a month out. Wait for this trend line to break. It did pull back into the bone zone, sitting at the 90 EMA. So it's at the spot that I kind of like. It just needs a little bit more... It just needs a little bit more marination before it can go. But it's got a good God-fearing Christian look to it. Bum, 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 bum. And then, dude, look at this bad boy. Choo! This Uber's got a nice 4-day pullback. Guys, I have noticed over the years that when you have stocks that have like these big runs, a 3 to 4 day orderly pullback is ideal. Like on low volume, you get this thing into the 20 SMA, like that's going to be a good spot to get it going. That's a good setup right there. Like if it can hold here and remount the 9, like it's probably kind of moving back up this way. So that's even could be its earnings are out of the way, right? We could take a little swing nation on this thing. Bum, bum, bum. Hey, by the way, NVIDIA earnings are on Wednesday, so just kind of keep in mind of that. It'll, I don't really play this as much anymore because it's been just stuck in this range for a while. But, hey, if it gets back juicy at some point, it will. Bum, bum, bum. These are all junk. Hey, I got Bumble on watch, too. Like, if it kind of, this is like a compression pattern, essentially, post-earnings. If it can come out of that, I think that one's got a chance. I'm still got a couple of these RKLBs going. I think I got the May 30s. I sold out most of it, like into these spikes out here, but I got a couple for Lotto in case this thing just wakes up one day at $30. It's got that look to it. So keep an eye on some of those bad boys, guys. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully we get a little gap down or maybe even some flat action or a quick dump in the nukes, and we'll be able to come in and try to snag a little for a Dippy McGee. I love you guys. Be safe tomorrow. The market's still, it's a hot market, but it's a FOMO market. Like, pick and choose your points, and you guys will be fine. I love you guys. Peace.